Told you everybody was doing way too much so far as trying to force their own character resonance. It's calmed down, and that matters. Like that's the first thing. Elimination Chamber got everybody talking. Everybody waiting to see Cena. LOL. Ain't no seeing him now, but the reception to it, big. Obviously, like it. I think everybody that's been watching for a while knows that the Cena chants, during Cody's segment on Raw was it, it's part of that universal element, that we all rock with so much. Now, SmackDown is a lot that got. It's just a lot of different space on that. Main story right now for me, and I think a lot of other people, is what's going on with Bianca Belair and Naomi and Jay. Like we see on the other side of the Black Girl Magic now. Oh man, they all doing a great job. I don't have no idea for the direction. Everybody's doing fine. They acted out well. It was emotional, but that was really what was given the most out of that entire show for me. So good on SmackDown. Everybody else is on. Look, good on everybody. I feel like the characters are being developed for Raw on SmackDown. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. Well, I guess everybody jumps shows and does whatever. But let's get into Raw now, please. Jey Uso, Grayson Waller. I wasn't crazy about the match in general. Not necessarily a 3-hour show, but round 2.5. Not really like bad, but it's the light stuff, but they starting out light. Like I feel like this stuff during WrestleMania season before was happening a little bit closer to Mania after a couple of weeks of what we'll call solid exposition, but then like stuff that is good for the video package later on. Now we're getting we got a lot of that exposition out the way weeks ago, and now we're getting into the nitty gritties of it, but then we still got 40 nights to go. So man, all right, more celebrities at Raw, quote unquote. So shows are AJ Styles. All right, fine. If they got him out there and whatever, good to see AJ. It's something for everybody. The variety show part of it, it's kind of just that. It's wrestling, so fine. It makes sense. I think that's we're ushering in that type of energy again. So it's happening. It's slow going, but the crowd is getting a little bit more reactive to all the types of people that show up with the celebrity status, whatever. Now, New Day, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio. All right, the Tornado Tag. New Day's theme is so not my style. It's hilarious, but it's working so far as the character that they're developing. I believe there was something that was taking place. Didn't somebody come out? It was some other character that came out and helped them out. My man Gable, the Master Luchador. Yo. Now Gable know the dark arts. I'm gonna love it. Does he beat Penta? Is Penta undefeated still? What are we doing? I think Gable learned a different part. I see it a little clearer now. Heavy stuff. I'm seeing my man Gable and moving as a mass luchador speaks. It speaks. Like you could get a lot of stuff in like that, and when he gets back to the alphas. I don't know if he need to be mad about the gold yet. He need to be on revenge mode. Now, Cody calls out John Cena. No John Cena. It is what it is. We'll see, what it's going to look like at Mania. Cody want to keep that thing. Cena 117. The story's already been told technically, but I wanted Cena at SummerSlam through Survivor Series just for my own fantasy booking of it all, because I don't I leave the fantasy booking stuff to the pros and the people that care to actually kind of do it sometime, because you know, they have so many different platforms that they're literally like streaming on and speaking to at the same time, so they have to, you know, go into certain formats of how they word things, you know. So uh, they had their own predictions, I had my prediction, but now we got something that's way more compelling because, I mean, Hill Cena at Mania with the title and it's 17. Yo, we got that Americana story for 2 years, man. Like, everybody want to heal Cena, bro. We all want to see bad guy John Cena, at least for a little bit. You know what I mean? And this is last year, so why not? I know the vibe of going through a path like that. You know, I've tried to be my own type of good guy, and everyone has been letting me really understand that that might not be the best course of you know, the way we moving right now. At least the people that matter. So I'm looking at Cena, I'm looking at 17, I'm looking at Mania, I'm looking at Best for Business at the, you know, table after the show, press conference. I'm thinking like, yeah, man, it's time to shake things up. That's going to be it's going to shake the room for real. We doing stuff that's going. This is one of those things that we already in that space and season amidst WrestleMania right now, but we looking at things that we talked about for generations. Like clearly, like I see it happening. Like, oh yeah, remember when Cena did that? And then however we play it out, leading into Mania. Like I said, I think I want to say I'm pulling for Cody because that's just the good guy, bad guy dynamic, but as long as we don't have a crazy hodgepodge of all of the things that lead into a random pin at the end, all right, cool. I think it's going to be a good match. So the way they tell the story, we just don't need the convoluted mess at the end. Maybe convoluted mess 40% in. And then that goes away. Maybe, I want to say 70, but then we kind of going a little far. 55%, maybe, you know, but that's still like super booking the match months in advance. Let's move on. All right. Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not crazy about Bayley taking so many losses, but she's doing the right thing, I guess, you know, so far as being in that spot and position and doing like her thing with just how long she's been in the company. Like when the time comes, like Bianca did the same thing recently, you know, and now she's about to go back to Mania, but it took a little while when she was just like, I'm gonna do my own thing, and we nobody needs to see B with the championship right now. You know what I mean? Like we'll get there, and we're on the route to that potentially. I kind of see Io for that personally, but I don't know, anything can happen. Raquel Rodriguez beating Bayley for the IC championship, you know, contender thing. Her going up against Saliva is going to be the real test if it come down to it. So we'll see. Now, Io slapped Bianca and Rhea. I thought it was hilarious. They was trying they was little man and Io, and it's like Io's been earning the respect for some time now. Like legitimately some time now. So knowing that they run a little man with as much momentum as she's had, I'm not really against her catching the victory there as far as looking strong at the end of this segment. I think the larger thing to look at now is how the match is going to play out at Mania. So I'm really looking at accolades. Yeah, Io's going to have to get that. I like it though. I'm just waiting for the match for real. So now, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Steel Cage. All right, man. Roman jumps in. Exactly. You know, tears him out. You know what I mean? It was a clear, you think we brothers, and now we not brothers. You know, like, we could be cool backstage, maybe, but then it's still like, I thought it was great. Roman back on deck. Now we gonna see what happens. Excuse me. we're going to see how it plays out between those two, because, Seth has been running with a lot of disdain recently. Like, okay, you got what you bring in. Punk is a strong figure. So now Roman's back in the middle of it from the Rumble. Like, no, we ain't forgetting none of this, and I'm about to kick everybody ass. So let's see how it plays itself out. All right, now NXT, what they did, Roadblock, whatever. That's cute. The Hardys beat Fraxium or Nathan Frazier action, whatever. No titles is on the line. Titles supposed to be getting shifted around. All right, let's run through this, because I see a lot of the jumps toward the character attempts there. Trust the process. I know how things are a little bit more glitzy right now at the Performance Center. I can feel it. And we gonna keep it on product and develop the characters the way they're supposed to be developed. No impressions. We just doing like the only impression is getting the product happening the right way, and it's working. So we just gonna keep it at that. Now, Jordynne Grace, Roxanne. All right. It felt like one of those, you could call it the way it's going to play out. You don't want to see Roxy lose, but it's the best place for that to happen. And then Jordynne Grace looks strong at the same time. So they're not just coming in looking like they can't do nothing. Look good. Jordynne looks great. Roxy looks great. Oba, Moose looks great. Theme song great. Have him around more often, I guess. Whenever they decide to do these things, but great. Oba looked awesome. Great match. Strong. They kept up with each other. That was exactly what we was looking for. All right. New York City Street Fight. Ethan Page and then Javon Evans. All right. Shouts to both of them. They went out there. They worked well together. And the story that they told, I believe now, should just be blown off. Let's move forward. And if it continues to happen in storyline, because those two clearly have like a certain fight dynamic now, and it's early developing, but I'm seeing where like Javon has already been doing this backstage for some time now, however many months. Y'all don't really keep up like that, but he ready to throw hands, and it turns into that's the way he's been promoted backstage. So it gets to that now. Ethan's needed a direction. He's gotten a little something so far as how heavily of a heel he's been portrayed, and if creative HBK and them back there want to continue that, then that's what they're going to do. So far as I'm concerned, I think Ethan has enough momentum to move on now. I think Javon has enough momentum to move on, and maybe sometime down the road, they could re-spark that dynamic, just because they have such a strong clash in their little rivalry. So like I said, I'm over it. I'd say let's move on, blow it off, be done with it, because at this point it's just gonna get way too egotistical, and that's we're getting away from the product at this point. So there's that. Good match though. Good match. They went hard. Let's move on. All right. North American Championship and then the NXT Women's Championship. I said Stephanie was becoming rather popular with the people at a natural level. During the commercial breaks, you can see that they try and bring the show, keep the show going, just so it's a little easier. If you want to look over at the ads are there, but nobody likes ads, so we just can show you the this over here. All right, now one of those things were way too interesting, with Stephanie getting cheated out of a situation and then running around backstage trying to figure out where the culprit was. Did it make for good television? So far as the context, pretty much, yeah. Like, I wasn't upset about it. Did I want to look at the commercials? Not that time, because we wanted to see why they really had the camera on Shorty for that long. She got a title. She got both titles now. Did Julia need both titles? What are we doing with the championships? Are we unifying them? Are we putting one on the line and the other one not on the line? Like, what's doing? That's how I feel about it. I'm proud of Steph for, being, like, now she's a champion. But if I'm looking at it now, as far as Julia goes, it's a large pond with fairly sized fish, so we're gonna need to see her be able to keep up and do what it is she does, because I think HBK has faith in his team. So if he's gonna be bringing forth the best in regard to whoever is, gonna be vying for these championships in the best division in women's wrestling, right? Then, we're gonna need to see where the characters now make it feel like it's just that, and that has to be the matches kept up with. Now, who gonna beat Julia? I'm still on that, because I kind of was pulling for her. We already knew Stephanie was going to be that, but now it's like, who going to be Julia? I don't really care to see who wants to fight Stephanie, because I think it's going to be a win on Stephanie's part. Whatever they decide to do with these titles is more important. I don't have any kind of say-so in that. But now that they decide to make this move with title for title and all that shit, like, who's Julie gonna fight now? I mean, like, because we still have an entire division that needs to be, situated and sorted. They claiming to be the best, and it's like, all right, cool, be the best, but now, how is this getting directed around? Because there's been plenty of weeks where it was very light on the women's segments. Okay, cool. But we have to start ramping this up. Is it time to even go that hard yet? We only got 2 as far as strong bodies so far as, like, that championship match went. We still got bodies that ain't even been on TV. We got other stories in development. Like I said, the creative is very, very, very thick and can get rather tangled really easily. So that's why everybody needed to take a timeout and chill from trying to force character resonance, because we need the actual performers to have more. That, like, perfect example, shouts to Fallon. How long we took to get Fallon, and just to find out she's a tomboy, respectfully. And it's like, okay, well, now she's a tomboy, but now what are we doing with that? And then she's further developed from there. But it took, God. And we all love her. And now the whole thing with the Fatal Influence, and you seen that, and shouts to Ava, clearly. I mean, because we already know she is just a whole way busy now. Got a million things going on all the time. Shouts to HBK. We out of here, bro. I've been doing this long enough.